My name is Joseph Kammerer, and my rank was Senior Executive Level 6, the highest level. I was there in the Pentagon when their airplane came into the Pentagon. It came in near the helicopter port. And we heard this great big thud where I was at. And I was at one corridor away. In other words, my corridor was not the corridor where people got killed in the Pentagon. It was the next corridor over, but I was only one corridor away. And so I didn't know what was going on. Finally, somebody calls me, I think it was my son from Charlotte, and it was my wife, and said, you know, a plane has gone into one of the towers in New York, and the Pentagon's going to be next. You better get the hell out of there, you know. And I said, oh, you know, I'm not worried about that. I don't think it's going to happen. And then I went to my executive officer, and I said, have you gotten any word yet that we should leave the Pentagon? And he says, no, sir. I said, call the front office and find out if we should leave. And he called, and he said, we should get out of here. So I was on the phone with my son or with Maureen or something like that, and I said, well, you hold on. And this guy's a big guy. He came in, grabbed me by the shoulders, and said, sir, we're leaving. And I said, okay. So we got out of the Pentagon, but I wasn't able to reach Maureen because the phones were all stopped up, the cell phones. Couldn't get through to talk to her. I didn't get through to her until about 1 o'clock that afternoon. I, in the meantime, went over to my other office, which was where my analysis guys were, cost analysis guys. And I went in, and I only found 1 or 2 people around, 1 or 2 or 3 people. I said, did you all get, you know, orders to leave? And they said, well, we didn't get the orders to leave, but we're leaving. We're getting out of here. I said, okay. So then this young girl comes up to me, and she says, Mr. Kammerer, she says, I can't come into the Pentagon tomorrow to work. She said, you know, there's a big billow of smoke that's coming through our corridor right now, and it's going to continue to come through tomorrow because nobody's going to remove that plane between now and tomorrow. And she said, I have a problem, an emphysema problem or something, and I can't come in. And I said, that's fine. You can't come in there. Report over here to work with the analysts, you know, and you can work from over here. But it was true. We got a call that night, late night that night, I got a call from the operations officer, and he said, you're to call all your people and tell them to be in at 6 a.m. tomorrow morning. Rumsfeld said, we're going to show them. They're not going to take us down. We're going to be in the next morning. So we came in, but that billow of smoke was still coming through. And it came through for about 5 days. But it was a harrowing experience, and I sure didn't want it to succeed with the Pentagon. Well, one thing, these people didn't know what they were doing because they flew around and came in at the helicopter port, and the Secretary of Defense's office was completely around the other side. If they wanted to have the biggest bang for the buck, they would have aimed that airplane right into the Secretary of Defense's office, but they didn't, luckily. They ended up in I had a couple guys down in OSD, the Secretary of Defense, who were an analyst down there that was on that plane and died in it. But it was a harrowing experience.